Well, hello everyone. Just finishing up on the second week of IT3125. A few things I want to touch on. So far, the assignments are looking okay. When creating the documents, be sure, again, fill out everything on the form. Use complete sentences. It does turn out a lot better. Also, within each assignment, there are instructions. Please take a look at those. Look at the scoring guide as well. Everything goes together to help guide you to what will really become good documentation. Now, another thing is, as we go forward, you can go back and look at the documentation you've already created and improve upon them. So keep it up, keep up the good work. The Microsoft project work, a couple comments on that. For the most part, they turn out quite well. The thing is, follow the instructions completely. This is what we call cookbook. You have a book and it gives your instructions step by step. Follow them and everything will go well. Where things go wrong are where you may stop following the directions, skip something, maybe not do it quite how it looks in the book. In the end, your assignment should look the same way as what the assignment within the book looks like. Notable exceptions are, for example, this past week, the Gantt chart, the second half of the work would start at the same time as the first half of the work. So that part of the work was not completed for getting that Gantt chart correct. So be sure you follow all the directions. One last thing, there was some comments in the discussions. The discussion this week was talking about scope creep, and gold plating. A few helpful hints as far as this topic. The scope is everything that fits within the project. Of course, this would include everything, all the work that needs to be done. Now, you have to think about scope creep. If you say you want to do X, well, you start going, well, maybe we'll add Y since we're already doing it. Should that be added? Should scope creep be allowed? Now, think of it if you were having something done yourself. Let's say someone was building a deck for you, or even building a house. And let's say you keep coming back, oh, well, why don't we add this? Why don't we add that? Do you think they'd be happy? Well, we built this house here, well, geez, 6-7 years ago. And they had it so that when it came time to make a decision, you made the decision, you signed off on it. If you later came back and said, well, we'd like to do something different, they may have a $500 change fee. So they were not wanting to have things change. So scope is something that once you start working on it, you really don't want to mess with. So scope creep is generally thought to be a bad thing. Gold plating, again, let's look at that. If you take something normal and you gold plate it, well, yeah, it's a bit extravagant. So that's what we're looking at with gold plating as a idiom on a project. If something's gold plated, well, that means it's far fancier and especially expensive than what it should be. So keep that in mind. Keep that scope in check and all should go well. One thing I do have to mention about scope creep, when we do some major projects at Capella, I've been involved with a number of them. There's a fair amount of planning, meeting with the various customers internally, and what will happen is all the requirements will get written up and everyone will look at this document that will show this is what we're going to do, and you sign your name at the bottom of that sheet. Then if you say, well, I would like to add this, they come back with that sheet and say, hey, you signed off on this, and if you want something changed, you're going to have to take it up with the project team, especially the sponsors, the people paying for it. Justify it, and your department may just have to pay for it. Well, most likely they will have to pay for it, and that keeps the project in line. Also, I've been at some project meetings and saying, yeah, this would be a good thing to add to it. And this is even before we get going on the doing of the project. This is like the latter part of the planning. And even then, it's, well, maybe we can do that on the next project. So scope creep is generally thought of being a bad thing. So let's keep that in mind. Looking ahead, keep up with the work. This, again, is a 5-week course. It goes by pretty fast. I've been getting the correcting of the assignments done pretty quick too, so everything so far is going well. If there's any questions, comments, concerns, please bring them up. If it's a question about the material, the work, put that and ask the instructors. If it's something that about your being able to or not being able to get the work done, send me a course room email. I get back to them quite quickly. So let's have a great class. Have a great weekend. Thanks.